Hi, everybody, and welcome to another special edition of Litter Media Live. I'm your host, Mike Smith. Our interview today is presented by Classic Brands. Joining us in studio today, we have Bill Knoles of the Chillicothe Noon Rotary Club and Chillicothe Mayor Luke Feeney. We're going to be talking about the July 4th fireworks celebration in Chillicothe, and it's been really, really special the last couple of years, and it's going to be even more so this year. Just wait and see. All that's coming up after this from Classic Brands. And we're back with Bill Knoles and Mayor Luke Feeney. Bill, since you're to my far left, we'll read left to right here. We're not Chinese going right to left.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Noon Rotary Club got on board with this a few years back, and no pun intended, it's been a bang-up effort.
It has been. Yeah, Mike, I tried to look back because time flies when you're having fun, even when you're not. I think it was 22 was the first year that Rotary started helping the city with the fundraising effort, and we are just a partnership there. We're not the sole arm there. The city is kicking in some monies as well, but Rotary has been fortunate with the folks that have continued to contribute to this cause. No different this year. The shoot will be very similar to what you've seen in past years. The finale, if you haven't seen one, you're missing out. It's probably one of the best finales you'll see, not just in the state of Ohio, but probably anywhere. They go crazy with the finale. My brother, Brian, is kind of what got me involved with the shoot. He's been blowing stuff up since he was 5 years old, probably, so that's been kind of my catalyst to be involved with it. But I'll just touch base real quick on some of the folks that's been gracious enough to contribute. Adina has been on board since 22, and they are again going to sponsor the finale. That is a pretty costly event, just the finale itself, so they continue to be the sponsor for the finale. Some of the other major contributors, Homeland Credit Union has always been very gracious as well. We call it the finale as a level, and then we call it the First Capital sponsor. That's a $5,000 sponsorship. And then the Thomas Worthington special, that's sponsor, that's $2,500. Petland has been gracious enough to contribute again. They've been on board with us for a long time. And VFW Post 108, they are also a Thomas Worthington special. Sponsor, I keep saying special. Chillicothe Sparkle sponsor, that's a $1,000 sponsorship. State Farm, Dave Strickland, he's been gracious enough to contribute there. Ross County Banking is also on board with that. Herrnstein's family group, they have contributed. Kingston National Bank and Norse dealerships are the Chillicothe Sparkle level. So good community support there. It's an expensive endeavor, but well worth it.
Luke, as the mayor of any community, when you see not only what the Rotary Club has done, but all of these great sponsors that come on board, that really has to make you feel good as a community leader to see how community comes together for something that so many people enjoy year after year.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. I think, the thing that I love to see is when you hear that list that Bill just rattled off, we have so many benefactors in this community that contribute over and over and over again, just for community enjoyment, for the good of the community. And if you look back to before 22, we were somewhere around $15,000 to $20,000 a year for fireworks. Thanks to Noon Rotary and really significant contributions, we're at 3 times that level now. So I think we used to have pretty good fireworks, but when you're talking 3 times as big, I mean that finale contribution from Medina, $10,000. Yeah. That's a big finale, and I think that from my perspective as the city, this is a stretch. Fireworks kind of cap off a big stretch of we've had incredible amount of downtown activities. Mm-hmm. You think about the truck parade and beer fest, and the list goes on and on. Later this summer we'll have sand in the streets, and I think that even the getting in and out of the park after the fireworks now, the police department has that down to a science. And so I think that what happens on the 4th, whether you're talking about the people contributing, the groups contributing, or the families that get down there first thing in the morning to stake out their territory for the day, it's just a great day for the community.
And the fact, I mean, way back, it was just like fireworks, but this event's kind of grown because there are activities that are going on in Octangie Park throughout the day.
Yeah, and those have changed from time to time. You know, we have what you'll see more than ever this year probably is more food vendors and that sort of thing. And I think that, you know, in the past, the police department has sponsored different events. The pool party will be back again this year. Tickets are available now for that, which is a great deal because you get to swim. You get hot dogs, pop, chips, and then you have front row seat at around 9:45 to the event. And so, and then, you know, this year it's a Friday, so there's going to be, I think, the night before is First Thursday downtown. Yeah. So you roll that into Friday. Really encourage folks to, you know, come downtown, experience what's downtown, open, you know, and just make a day of it. Have fun in Chillicothe because if you haven't been downtown lately or if you haven't seen the fireworks lately, you're really in for a treat.
Now, you mentioned how the traffic flow has been better. We were promoting this on the show yesterday. It's also on our website if you want to go to littermedia.com to see this map, which has the specific directions that you're supposed to be going when coming in and leaving. And obviously, that takes planning and coordination from your safety folks as well as the police.
Yeah, I'll give them so much credit for this because what you know how it is, and we know this with Bridge Street recently, usually the calls that I get are, that traffic was a disaster. Yeah. This is one of the few situations where I actually get calls or comments that say, I couldn't believe how nice traffic was. It was so smooth. And so, you know, I think it's just one of those things that the more you do it and the more, you know, we lean into process. So after the fact, safety services regroup and say, how did we do? It happened this year after the Chillicothe, the marathon that happened this year. We had a couple street closures that made it awkward on Saturday morning. You regroup after the fact, you take some notes, and you do it better next year. And I think that's what we're willing to do here. And really, that's how the relationship with Noon Rotary started. Because, you know, in the city, I've said this time and time again over the last few years, we're not built for fundraising. It's kind of an awkward thing for a government to go out and say, hey, can you fork over some money for fireworks? And that's where that partnership came from. And Noon Rotary said, hey, we would love to help, just like they've always done, just make this community a better place. What is the type of thing we could help with? And this was the perfect partnership. Now they're going out and doing the heavy lifting. The city still commits what it's always committed, the $15,000. But a couple things have happened there. This has created sustainability for the future so that when we enter into a contract in January or February, we know that Noon Rotary has our back, and these groups that they've gone to that were listed, those sponsors are here for us every year. And it just and then afterwards we'll regroup, say what do we do well, and sometimes that kind of changes what the show might look like or how big the finale is, and it's just been a great relationship. So I'm very appreciative for Noon Rotary. And I think Bill said that they might be looking for some new members at Noon Rotary.
Yeah, that's always the case with service clubs, but Rotary's no different. And I'll speak even for the morning club. I'm sure they won't mind, but both the morning and noon clubs on Rotary, always looking for new members. That's key to the success for any organization. So we are certainly looking for that. And one thing real quick, we've got, you talk about sustainability. Before I forget, next year is kind of a big celebration. We're hopeful that we can still be around to sponsor some fireworks for next year as well. Rotary actually put on the 1976 fireworks show in the park, and at the time that was one of the biggest fireworks shows around anywhere. So we're hopeful to maybe do something like that. I don't know if you'll be around to spearhead it, but we definitely want to be involved with that next year's celebration as well.
And, of course, what Bill's alluding to, next year is America's 250th birthday. So,
correct. Yes.
Bill, you mentioned your brother. Of course, his group is the one that sets the firework. Part of that stability of knowing that, hey, we're going to keep doing this, those guys are going other places to set off fireworks. So they got to know, hey, can we pencil Chillicothe in or not?
Yeah, and I think the mayor would echo this. You have to sign contracts almost a year in advance to even get fireworks for display. But yeah, my brother, he'll kill me for this, but he's crew games, Blue Jacket games, and Ohio State. He does Ohio State's. When I say does it, he's one of the guys up there doing that. So he's having a ball with it. Doug Blue will be, I believe, the lead shoot for this year's Chillicothe shoot, and Doug's a good family friend. So yeah, it's a family affair.
You know, another part of that is they're local. Yeah, you pay other groups to come in, and they'll do what the contract calls for. I can't help but think that because these guys are living here, there's a little bit more pride that makes them go just a little bit beyond.
Not only pride, but you're not paying them.
Yeah,
they're volunteers.
Wow.
So you're basically not paying the company to come in and set up the shoot. So that's huge. It's I don't know what it comes to in terms of dollars, but it's big money that you're saving with that.
Yeah, I'll emphasize that. I mean, we're spending $50,000 on fireworks this year, and that's just for the fireworks. The actual talent, they're volunteers.
Yeah.
And so imagine if we had to pay, the service contract on setting them off would be pretty expensive.
I agree.
I know over in Washington Courthouse, their firefighters have been doing very similar work.
Yep.
They're giving their time, but it's their community, and that's one of the things I think years back that it looked like it was going to go away, and they stepped up, and that's I think what Rotary. One of the things, I can't read your mind, but I have to believe that you didn't want to see this go away.
No, it's something that a lot of folks will say, well, that's a lot of money to spend for a single day event, but that's kind of the point. When you look at the number of folks and all you have to do, the traffic, I agree with the mayor, unbelievable job what they did, not just last year, but the year previous. But when you look at the surrounding areas where people are setting up cars and to view it, it's pretty incredible. I have no idea what the numbers are. It's a bunch of folks.
Going back before we close, Bill, about always looking for new members, your meeting times, places, that sort of thing.
Our noon club meets twice a month. It's on the second and fourth Mondays each month, and would love to have anyone interested. And I wish I had a phone number. There's really not a phone number per se that you can reach out to, but by all means, if you're interested, come and take a visit. It's at the Chillicothe Country Club. Like I say, second and fourth Mondays at noon. At noon.
And way back, there was a certain criteria for being a member. What is that now?
Right now, obviously we're looking for folks that are business folks. That's the purpose of the club in terms of membership. So if you are a member of a business, it used to be a little more stringent as far as what role you had to have in that business. I would say that's lightened up considerably. Right now, it's more if you have a say in your business, that would be very valuable, and we're pretty open to whatever your skill set is. It's pretty wide-ranging.
And it's good fellowship.
It is, absolutely. And the lunches aren't too bad either.
Mayor, anything you want to close with?
No, just more appreciation. And I do want to emphasize, you mentioned the fire department in Washington Courthouse. This is a very busy time for our fire department. Our fire department will be on site for shooting off this professional event. But I also want to encourage folks to be safe with their setting off at home and follow all ordinances and laws around that. I think that it's a fun time of year, but it's a very busy time of year, and we know how hot it's been, and with that it's dry, and so emphasizing safety right now. Don't want to put a damper on the fun we're having here, but emphasizing safety and appreciation for our fire department. And really all the volunteer fire departments around the county, because this is really one of their busiest times of year, and appreciate them. But just a thank you to you for having us on, and Noon Rotary. These are the type of things that make the community great.
Oh, yeah.
Is that everybody comes together, and like Bill said, it's just a one-time event where everything's positive, everybody's having fun, pulling an incredible amount of people into the park. Maybe we'll set up traffic counters. We do that at Christmas time to see how many people come through and see the lights, and so maybe we'll set up a couple, see how many people are in the vicinity.
I was just wondering, I know you've had estimates of what you think the crowd is in town.
It's, well, the funny thing is, because, the park, we think, has probably a couple thousand. But then if you look around, you see, the random parking lots on Bridge Street, or the people who are, there's organic gatherings in different places. And so we're fairly certain that much like at Christmas time, when the community draws in thousands and thousands, it's just so hard to judge, because they're all scattered throughout the city. And the thing that I'll say that often I think goes unlooked or overseen by some people in the community is that take a day like the 4th, when a lot of businesses might be closed. If somebody comes up from Pike County or comes over from Vinton County or Fayette County, whatever, to watch the fireworks, they might not be shopping that day.
Right.
They might come downtown and whatever store might be closed that day because it's a holiday. But they say to themselves, downtown Chillicothe is looking pretty good. I'm going to come back. Let's come back and make a day of it. And so I think that's kind of the side impact of events like this is anytime we have eyes on Chillicothe, we put our best foot forward. Same thing for the truck parade. That's an evening event. The truck parade doesn't start until 8:45. A lot of the people are coming down. The stores are already closed. They close at 6 or 7 on a Saturday. But the people who see that place and say, I'd like to come back here, that's what we think is an impact. So those sponsors who you listed who helped support fireworks that night, they're supporting a lot more than that, and so is Newton Rotary. So I'm very appreciative for that.
I would go on the limb and say that it would be safe to say that probably, since fireworks go up into the sky, that at some point there's probably 20,000 plus people that see them.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
Because I know people can see them outside the city limits.
100%, yeah. Yeah.
Drive out Bridge Street.
Yeah.
Actually, don't drive out Bridge Street.
Thanks, Bill. Guys, we appreciate your being here. And Bill, again, the tip of the cap to the Rotarians and Mayor, to the city of Chillicothe, and all those who are volunteering their time to make this a community event. Again, coming up on the 4th of July. They urge you to be in place by 9:30 because the show starts at 9:45. And this is a rain or shine event?
It is.
Yes.
Okay, all that's coming up. Our interview today with Bill Knoles of the Rotary Club and Chillicothe Mayor Luke Feeney, brought to you by Classic Brands. For Litter Media, I'm Mike